High School Sports Network is the official video and audio streaming partner of the WPIAL. We broadcast over 2,000 sporting events each year and cover 17 sports in over 170 schools. At HSSN, you'll find the latest in high school sports news, live and archive broadcasts, scores, standings, and much more. Trib Live High School Sports Network, your high school sports leader. All season, every season.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAT.
Heading back to Lawrence County.
Your home for the County of Champions.
Has the throw to first, and that's your ball game. Union has won its first ever WPIAL championship.
There it is. Champions, the Static Lancers.
Strike three. The Union Scotties, golden once again.
One gold, not enough. How about 2 district gold and 2 state gold for the Lady Lancers?
The top local athletes and the top sports moments all featured here, live or archived at lcsportsnet.com.
9 seconds. Anderson into the corner. It's poised for 3. Shot! Take time for game.
Look at throw again. Directing traffic. Going for the quarterback in the end zone. Touchdown!
Featuring over 100 broadcasts of county events in over a dozen sports. Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Live from Moon High School, it's high school volleyball on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. And tonight, Laurel takes on South Park in the opening round of the WPIAL Class AA volleyball playoffs. Tonight's broadcast on the Lawrence County SportsNet and the Trib Live High School Sports Network is brought to you by Maley Chiropractic, keeping you in the game. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly, and George, keeping promises for over 80 years. The Red Zone, score big at the Red Zone. Our Cunningham Funeral Home, let our family help your family. Medor Bonner Law, a community firm dedicated to protecting your possessions. Pontius Insurance, love the life you live, worry-free. Crane Room Grill, family-owned restaurant, brewery, and banquet center. Penn Ohio Bottled Water, home and business bottled water delivery. Joseph's Marketplace, Newcastle's family-owned. Doran Concrete, residential and commercial concrete contractors. Michael Kirkwood Jr. and Castle Realty, people you know, people you trust. DNR Lawn Care, Works in Progress Paint Services. Hatch Early Learning, Lawrence County Child and Youth Services, Tri-County Principals Association, and by the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. I'm Randy Gore along with Jared Barton, and it is our pleasure to bring you tonight's action, and we'll start with the LGKG pregame show. Your insurance company's not always on your side, but the law offices of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly, and George are. Visit them online at lgkg.com for a free consultation. Well, should be a lot of fun. 10 versus 7 matchup. Laurel, the 10 seed. South Park, the 7 seed. Laurel coming off a season ago in which they made it all the way to the WPIAL semifinals. It was the team's deepest run since winning a WPIAL championship in 2000. And also looking at South Park, they are the Section 2 champions. We're a perfect 14-0. They're the number 7 seed, appearing in the playoffs for a 4th consecutive season. So 2 very high-caliber girls volleyball programs in Class AA. And, usually when you have that 8, 9, 7, 10 matchup, pretty evenly matched, we certainly are expecting that tonight.
Yeah, and I think the coaches' staffs that we talked to before this game are also thinking the same. But it's good that both of these teams come in with playoff experience. Like you said, specifically Laurel making that run last year all the way and potentially almost didn't make it to the WPIAL championship, but had an opportunity to still leave the door open for the state playoffs. Unfortunately, couldn't get the job done in the consolation matchup. They'd love to change the tide and come back and figure something out this year with a deep playoff run.
Well, something that Laurel has figured out along the way, and we talked with James Agus, the second-year head coach, a short time ago, from the Laurel perspective is that it was a slow start to the season. They lost their first 3 matches, but since then have gone 13-2. They finished 9-4 in Section 1, which was good for a tie for third place in the section with Neshannock. But another big piece to that is the return of Reagan Atkins. She was out with an ACL injury in the early part of the season. In fact, she sustained that injury on the basketball court back in January, so it took some time, obviously, for recovery. She's back healthy, and her addition has obviously made a big difference.
I mean, yeah, when you're getting a first-team 2A All-Star and Section 1 player last year, she's also been recognized at the state level for her play. I mean, having that leadership back into the lineup, especially this late in the season, I think is going to give them a big charge. I think the Spartans love every second that she came back when she did, prepping them for what could be a nice postseason run.
Yeah, if you look at it from a professional sport perspective, it's like making a free agent signing for your playoff run, or a trade at the trade deadline for your playoff run to get a player the caliber of Reagan Atkins back in your lineup. And Reagan's younger sister, Tori, is also on the team, a sophomore outside hitter, and she is very talented as well. She's a WPIAL track and field champion in the 400 and 200 meter. Last year as a freshman in the spring of 2022, and obviously hoping for big things both on the volleyball court and out in the track and field realm as well. But tonight it's volleyball and the Laurel Spartans taking on the South Park Eagles. The Eagles, meanwhile, we talked with their coaching staff, Chad Farrington, in his 5th year in leading South Park, and asked him about some of his top players, and he said hands down Lainey Schultz. She's going to be a player to look out for, a libero, 5'1", first-team all-section pick last year, very intelligent young lady as well, outfielder on the softball team. Looking forward to seeing what she could do out there tonight.
Yeah, among others. This is a team that's deep as well, has returning talent on both sides, and offensively, defensively, that's going to be a key for them to keep things moving, keep it in transition, and I'm just excited. Of course, we haven't seen anybody in 2A this year. I'd love to see these two teams square off. I think it's going to be a pretty tight matchup.
Well, as we continue along in the pregame show, again brought to you by LGKG, we're going to step aside for a quick break. We'll have more coming up for you as it's the WPIAL Girls Volleyball Playoffs, only here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and Lawrence County SportsNet.
Winds blowing, temperatures dropping, and snow is beginning to fall. And then your furnace goes out. LCAP's LIHEAT Crisis Program is here to help. If your furnace is blowing cold air, not turning on, or not reaching the desired temperature, help is right around the corner, whether it needs fixed or replaced. For information, call the Department of Healthy Homes at 724-656-0090. LCAP's Healthy Home programs are the key to safer living.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapies necessary, from the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game. Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
For more than 120 years, people have been relying upon Martindale Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should do the same. LGKG has been AV rated for over 40 years.
And welcome back to Moon Area High School, the neutral site for tonight's girls volleyball matchup between Laurel and South Park. As we continue along with the LGKG pregame show, let their law firm of AV-rated attorneys and super lawyers guide you through the legal process. Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George, keeping promises for over 80 years. Well, tonight it's the opening round of the Class 2A Girls Volleyball Championships, but we actually had pigtail games a couple of nights ago, pigtail matches on Monday night, and we take a look at the quote-unquote out-of-town scoreboard, but we bring you Monday night's action. It's all brought to you by the Crane Room Grill. And grab a seat at the bar, in the dining room, the loft, or outside on the patio. There's plenty of room at the Crane Room. Well, on Monday night, 12th-seeded Burrell defeating 21st seed Fort Cherry 3-1. Southmoreland taking down Hopewell 3-0. Deer Lakes defeating Bentworth 3-0. And Waynesburg Central falling to Olsh 3-0. So those were the pigtail matchups. Also, Derry and Seton LaSalle. Seton LaSalle was the 19th seed, beating Derry 3-0. So you had 21 teams compose this Class 2A bracket. We are now down to 16, and we'll be down to 8 by the time tonight is over. The winner of this matchup between South Park and Laurel will take on the winner of Shenango and Southmoreland on Saturday, of course, at a site in time to be determined. Other matchups on this side of the bracket: Avonworth, the 3 seed, taking on the 19th-seeded Seton LaSalle Rebels. 6th-seeded Beaver facing off against 11th-seeded Brentwood. On the opposite side of the bracket, Freeport hosting Olsh tonight. That's the 1 versus 17. In the 8-9, it's Brownsville against Neshannock. 4-13, Central Valley against Deer Lakes. The 5th-seeded Quaker Valley group taking on 12th-seeded Burrell. And that is your bracket in Class 2A. So you're going to have 4 championships on Saturday, November 5th at the UPMC Event Center at Robert Morris. Jared, you've been there for that event. Obviously, it's fantastic atmosphere for a host site for these young ladies to be a part of that at Robert Morris for the championships.
Yeah, the WPIAL made a great deal with Robert Morris, getting it in their new field house and event center, UPMC Event Center. And it's just been a lot of fun over the last couple of years getting able to be there and experience some of those championship matchups, which you mentioned it. The energy is top-notch. It's some of the best championship action you could find in the high school sports season.
Great to have you with us tonight. This is the number 7 versus 10 seed matchup. The 7th-seeded South Park Eagles against the 10th-seeded Laurel Spartans. And both teams hit the floor as we get ready to get this one started. But before we do, we have this message for you as we have more coverage of the WPIAL Girls Volleyball Playoffs, brought to you by the Trib Live High School Sports Network and LCAP.
Contractors, the Department of Healthy Homes needs you. From small to large residential projects, you can help families live safer and healthier with the quality work you do. It's rewarding in more ways than one. Call LCAP's Department of Healthy Homes today.
Looking to buy, sell, or rent in Lawrence County? Get Realtor Michael Kirkwood Jr. in your starting lineup today. Michael Kirkwood Jr. of Castle Realty caters to buyers, sellers, and renters of Lawrence County and the surrounding areas. Call Michael Kirkwood Jr. at 724-301-1482 today. Check out his current listings or list your home at castle-realty.com. People you know, people you trust.
In need of a lawyer? Contact Medore Bonner Law, a boutique firm offering tailored legal services and over 120 years legal experience. County residents with strong family ties to the community, Jason Medore and Michael Bonner, established Medore Bonner Law to provide clients with legal expertise and personal attention. Guided by their professional staff, you can feel confident your rights will be protected. Call attorneys Jason Medore or Michael Bonner, or visit MedoreBonnerLaw.com for more information.
Ignite by Hatch is a digital learning environment designed to help pre-K and kindergarten teachers extend their reach to nurture whole child growth while building essential skills for school success. In just 30 minutes of independent playtime per week in school or at home, Ignite by Hatch boosts learning across 7 domains aligned to both state and national standards. Ignite's whole child approach is particularly critical this year as programs address both social-emotional development and learning gaps created due to the global pandemic. Honoring the power of homeschool partnerships, Ignite's parent dashboard and family experiences ensure children have access to learning no matter the environment. With an intuitive design and straightforward implementation, Ignite powerfully extends teachers' reach and impact, boosting children's learning all year long.
The Star-Spangled Banner, the conclusion thereof here at Moon Area High School before tonight's WPIAL first-round matchup between Laurel and South Park. Starting lineups tonight. Starting lineups brought to you by Michael Kirkwood Jr. and Castle Realty. Call Realtor Michael Kirkwood Jr. at 724-301-1482 for your residential or commercial properties.
Starting with the Laurel Spartans. Again, a 2A matchup here between Laurel and South Park. Number 5 is a sophomore outside hitter, Tori Atkins. Number 14 is a junior outside hitter, Dakota Weldon. Number 15 is a senior outside hitter, Jonna Hill. Number 16 is a senior middle hitter, Reese Bintram. Number 17 is a senior outside hitter, and Reagan Atkins. And number 19 is a senior setter, Josie Fortuna. Over on the other side for South Park, number 3 is a junior defensive specialist, Ava Simone. Number 4 is a senior middle hitter, Mari Haddad. Number 6 is a sophomore middle hitter, Sophia Cox. Number 9 is a senior outside hitter, Brooke Kubiak. Number 11 is a senior libero, Lainey Schultz. And number 27 is a senior setter, Julia Kuzma.
Those starters being introduced to the crowd here at Moon Area High School as well. As you can see on your screen here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. Our pleasure to bring you all the action, along with the starting lineups. I'm Randy Gore, along with Jared Barton for tonight's action. Big thank you to James Dotson, who is the main man and operator of the Lawrence County Sports Network, for allowing us to pinch hit here tonight. A lot of Lawrence County action across the WPIAL sphere, soccer, and of course volleyball tonight, so our pleasure to be a part of it. Along with the starters that Jared brought you, the officiating crew tonight, the R1 is Joe Hardiman, the R2 is Carol Christoback, and your linesmen Anthony Parenti and Nancy Patterson. So those are your starters and officials for tonight's contest. Laurel, we mentioned last year, they were the number 3 seed, where the Spartans went 16-4 overall and 13-1 out of Section 1 Class 2A. They were the section champs, and a season ago beat Carmichael's in the first round 3-2, then defeated Sarah Catholic in the quarters 3-1 before falling to Avonworth in the semifinals 3-1. And then, as Jared noted, also dropping the third-place consolation match to Seton LaSalle 3-0. Had they won that, they would have advanced to the state playoffs. One WPIAL championship for Laurel, that coming back in 2000. South Park has not won a WPIAL championship, but hoping to change that here in 2022. They were the undefeated Section 2 champions, and the number 7 seed, as we talked about, they've won the section title for the second time in the last 3 years. And talking with Coach Chad Farrington, he said this is a battle-tested group. They had to pull out some tight wins. They're hoping that that experience will help them prevail tonight and moving forward. For Laurel, they harken back to last year's experience. When you make it to the WPIAL semifinals, they are a senior-laden group as well. So, you know, they were juniors last year. They're a year advanced now with that experience level. When you can play in high-level games, high-level matches like these, it will only benefit you when it comes to gut check time.
Yeah, not only that, the coaching staff also talking about how there are multiple 4-year starters on this team, which is going to make another big difference out there on the court. Plenty of experience. Doesn't matter how many seniors are out there. There's a lot of experience for that Laurel Spartans team.
So just about set to get this one started. Laurel in the green uniforms. They are on the screen to your left, and South Park in the blue uniforms on the screen to your right. Great to have you with us on whatever device you may be watching this one on tonight. Could be on your big screen, could be on your phone, your computer at home. We're ready to go. So Laurel will be hitting left to right, South Park right to left, as we await one more whistle and the ball to be put in play. So South Park will be serving. It's Julie Kuzma, the 5'3 senior, to get us started. And Kuzma with the serve, played by Laurel on the back line by Tori Atkins on the pass. Swing from the left by Reagan Atkins, handled by South Park, but we've got a violation. Double contact call against South Park, and Laurel has a 1-0 lead.
Already seeing the big swing and hit from Reagan Atkins, who, as we mentioned, is returning from that ACL injury. Things are looking good for her.
And the ball put in play on the serve by Jonna Hill. Tip by South Park. Running play, able to get that over was Hill. And then out of bounds off the swing is off the on the near side toward the stands, and the point to Laurel, up 2-0. Jonna Hill, who was first team all-section last year, with another fine serve and an ace, and it's 3-0 Laurel. Great start for the Spartans.
That's exactly how the Spartans wanted to come out of the gate. Things working well so far.
Hill with a southpaw serve, played by the libero, Lainey Schultz. Tip blocked at the middle of the net by Dakota Weldon. And another block, but this time fighting it through for the kill is Brooke Kubiak, the senior. And it's a 3-1 score as South Park cracks the scoreboard.
Kubiak now back to serve.
And Kubiak drives it with the right. Back set. Block. Denial in the middle. Is Mari Haddad a part of that, as well as Riley Ziegler, the block assist. Might have been more of Haddad on that when it's a 3-2 score favoring Laurel.
I think you're right, and that came back towards Laurel in a very, very quick manner.
Kubiak service error this time as Laurel's lead is now 4-2.
Dakota Weldon will step back to serve.
Weldon, 5'6" sophomore for the Spartans. Popped high by Kuzma. Swing for the back row is long on the attempt by Brooke Kubiak.
Good communication by the Spartans so far, making sure that one isn't touched as it goes over the end line.
5-2 Laurel leading in the opening set, so we're just underway. Left side swing, Reagan Atkins the tip. Kept alive on the dig by Ziegler. Ball powered through by Haddad. South Park, Kubiak lobs it across. Set, tip, middle, had to adjust with the left hand there. Reese Bintrim gets it over. Aiming for the back line and a kill for South Park's Riley Ziegler. She was a second-team all-section pick last year, and she cuts the deficit to 5-3.
She had some velocity on that hit. Goes to the back line for Laurel. Takes an awkward hit off of a hand and falls to the floor.
Served by Haddad. Back set to the right. Pushed across by Reagan Atkins. Tip Ziegler. Dig there by Jonna Hill. And a big swing and kill for Reagan Atkins. That one off the block attempt of South Park. And Laurel's lead is now 6-3.
And the basketball star as well, now back to serve.
I mentioned how she just recently returned a couple of weeks ago from the ACL injury. Has a brace on that left knee. Set middle, Ziegler down for the kill. The left back of the defense perfectly placed. Ziegler on fire to start. 6-4. Laurel's lead is 2. Gianna Peranzino, 5'4" senior defensive specialist, as a South Park crowd trying to get loud, but a service error will keep them quiet. 7-4 Laurel.
And Josie Fortuna now serving.
Ziegler rifles one, played by Fortuna. Off the block by Tori Atkins, the younger sister of Reagan. Block at the net, but kept alive by South Park. Trying to get it over the block this time, and then into the net on the misfire. Trying for the dump there, Jonna Hill. Instead, a misfire, and it's 7-5. Laurel's lead cut to 2.
It's a great idea, great thought from Hill. Probably would have had the front line for South Park caught off guard if she would have just cleared the net.
And we have a stoppage of play.
Looks like the R1 checking the antenna.
Now, along with one of the linesmen as well. That's Carol Christoback. She'll return. Check that. The R2, rather, Carol Christoback. She'll return. Looks like the antenna is in a proper position, so we continue on. 7-5 Laurel leading is Ziegler on the serve. Set goes to the left from Fortuna.
Wow.
And left back, that one falls for Reagan Atkins.
Perfect
8-5.
placement. Perfect placement. I mean, and that was a cross-court pass, I should mind you, as well, coming off the hands of Fortuna. So, great setup, great play.
And that one long on the service air by Reese Bintrim. Didn't miss by much, but it did. 8-6. Laurel's lead is 2. And now it's Lainey Schultz, first team all-section last year. And when we talked with Coach Farrington pregame, asked him who some of his top players are, and he did not hesitate. He said Lainey Schultz, and she is the team leader of this group as we have 4 hits on Laurel and 8-7. Creeping back South Park. The Eagles have not led it all in this matchup, but they have been nipping at the heels of the Spartans.
I'd love to get a tie here if possible.
Schultz serves it up again. A good low serve. Third hit, powered over by Reagan Atkins. Set left, tipped over by Kubiak. To the back line, played across by Fortuna. Set left, Kubiak again. Into the block, but kept up by Reagan Atkins and then pushed over by Fortuna. Left side, Kubiak again. Good volley here along the far antenna and a rifle shot from Tori Atkins.
A laser from that front right corner. There's no way anybody was going to get a handle on that.
And Tori Atkins, just a sophomore, and she was the WPIAL track and field champion in the 400 and 200 meter as a freshman in the spring. But there's an answer from Mari Haddad, and South Park down by 1 again, 9-8.
Yeah, the Eagles keeping this one tight. Seems as though every time Laurel tries to get a bit of an advantage, South Park able to at least climb back and keep it pretty close contest so far.
And we are in the opening set as it's 9-8 Laurel. The Spartans had a 7-4 lead in the early going, but just a 1-point lead for now, but make it 2 as there's a kill for Reagan Atkins. 10-8 the score.
Rifling it off with a couple of members of the front line for South Park, including Haddad and Sophia Cox.
Lainey Schultz there on the pass. Played over by Sophia Cox. South Park will get after it again. Back set and lobbed into the net this time by Cox. Tough angle, though, on the far side. It's 11-8 Laurel.
Just doing what she could to keep it in play. Couldn't catch the top of the net.
And that clips the net and falls over. Jonna Hill makes it 12-8, largest lead so far for Laurel. Second ace for Hill as well. The southpaw delivers. Schultz on the pass. Up to Haddad in the middle. Beautiful set as well from Kuzma. And Haddad drills it 12-9.
Decent crowd on hand here. Both schools very well represented. This opening round playoff matchup for both teams. They avoided all the pigtail mess on Monday.
Nice serve by Kubiak and misfire on the tip by Reagan Atkins on the left side. 12-10. So a 2-point lead for Laurel. Kubiak serves once more. Kubiak, 5'6", senior outside hitter. Drives it with the right. Played by Tori Atkins. Reagan Atkins there, then third hit over for Laurel. From the middle, block on Haddad, but kept alive by South Park. Set to the back line. There is Jonna Hill. Another lengthy volley. Kuzma sends it over. Set left for Reagan Atkins. Off the block, Kubiak. Schultz chases it down. Third hit, Kubiak it over. From the middle, off the block on the try by Dakota Weldon. Left side, Ziegler drops it down with the tip. So a lengthy point goes to South Park, who trails by just one, 12-11.
And their crowd's loving every second of it. Good move at the front of the net. South Park to get that hard-earned point.
We're nearest the South Park faithful, that you could probably tell by our crowd mic, as you could hear the eruption of sound and excitement from those cheering on the South Park Eagles tonight. And again, that's just by proximity of our broadcast position, as Haddad ties the score. They get loud again, raise the decibel level. We're tied at the opening set of the opening round of the WPIAL playoffs.
It's the first time that South Park hasn't been trailing since we started. And now they have an opportunity to take the lead.
Haddad unofficially at 3 kills by my count. She's had an impressive first set along with Ziegler. Of course, the Atkins sisters, always impressive for Laurel. Kubiak float serve to the back line. Set left for Reagan Atkins. That off the block. Chased down by Lainey Schultz on the dig. Ziegler from the middle to the opposing middle. Tip Weldon. That'll drop in the open donut hole, and it's 13-12 Laurel.
Yeah, we'll take that. A little bit of an off-speed approach after you saw the big wind-up and hit from the opposite side from Reagan Atkins.
Served by Weldon after she just garnered the point. Haddad blocked, pops it high, though, and then nearly, well, it is, let's see, third hit. It gets across from Schultz. No point for Laurel, at least not yet. There it is, though, from the middle. Reese Bintram comes through for the kill. 14-12 Laurel. Well, it looked like Bintram had a slam dunk there, but to their credit, the Eagles were able to somehow recover.
A little bit of a rally.
Here is Reagan Atkins. Drills it, and it's 15-12 Laurel, a 3-0 run.
They gave the point to South Park.
Oh, my. So an infraction at the net, and so the point will go to South Park. So it's not 15-12, instead 14-13. So a 1-point lead for Laurel. So no kill, obviously, for Atkins. And the serve by Haddad. Played on her knees by Hill. Swing from the left by Bintram. Back row Kubiak. Low line drive effort, gets it over. Set to the left, and Atkins into the net.
Tied up once more.
Oliphant was there for the block if it made it over, but we're tied now, deadlocked 14 up in set one. Serve Haddad once more. Set to Bintram. She misfires, and South Park has its first lead of the night, 15-14.
Eagles building off the momentum here as Haddad is back to serve.
And she'll get an ace. 16-14, South Park. Was a 14-12 lead. Right now a 4-0 run for the Eagles. Set left for Bintram. Blocked, but kept alive and lobbed over. Ziegler. Cross court, finds the left back. The marksman, Ziegler. 17-14, Eagles.
And a timeout taken.
And the Pontius Insurance timeout. Make sure you take the timeout to save your money on insurance. Call Agent Dave Pontius, Jessica Weiland, or Tracy Giddings to get started today. So first timeout called tonight, and it's utilized by Laurel after things have been going well to start. Laurel had a slim lead really throughout. The largest advantage was at 4 points at 12-8. But right now, it's an impressive 5-0 run at the hands of South Park.
Yeah, the Eagles, after looking like they came out of the gate a little slow, have really gathered up, and put a great product out on the court in the last few minutes. It's kind of caught Laurel by surprise after the Spartans were really dictating the pace, albeit it was a close game. It's not like things got too out of hand, but the Spartans definitely had the upper advantage early on, and momentum has swung towards South Park.
Yeah, just the feel of it. Even though South Park wasn't trailing by a lot, you felt like Laurel had the better of it in the early going, but South Park has recovered nicely, and Ziegler brings out the strong right arm, but Reagan Atkins with the tip. Kuzma there on the dig. Kubiak up to Ziegler. She tips, but it is blocked by Laurel, and actually a violation there on South Park anyway. So it's 17-15. Laurel cuts it to a 2-point deficit.
And Reagan Atkins back to serve.
Atkins, hard sinker to the back line. Schultz running to get there. Oliphant plays it over. In the middle, Bintram blocked by Oliphant. And from the left, Tori Atkins misses the left back. And South Park's lead is 18-15.
Yeah, not by much. So Atkins tried placing that right inside of the line. Instead, it falls just out.
18-15 South Park in set one. Serve from Peranzino. Bintram, good adjustment midair. Diving play by Schultz on the dig. She is everywhere, covers every floorboard as she does so once again on a dig. Kubiak for the back line. Played by Weldon. Set left goes to Tori Atkins. She delivers, and it's 18-16. Laurel down by 2.
Making up for a previous mishit on the last sequence. Atkins showing off her strong capabilities.
2 kills for her now. Off the serve from Laurel, Riley Ziegler to the middle. Low dig by Reagan Atkins. Tori Atkins on the lob. Set to Oliphant, and that down for the kill. Oliphant makes it 19-16. Elliot Oliphant, one of the team leaders in kills, second team all-section pick last year. And she's a WPIAL gold medalist in the high jump, also the second runner-up for the Miss Pennsylvania Teen USA in 2022. So a versatile young lady and very athletic, and it never hurts when you're over 6 feet and you're the high jump champ as she comes through again for another kill.
Also placed in the same competition at the state level as well. Finished in the top 3.
Back-to-back kills from Oliphant, and it's 20-16 South Park in set 1. Riley Ziegler, who's had a great opening set, she'll serve. From the left, Jonna Hill goes wide on the near side. 21-16 South Park. Well, when we talked with Coach Chad Farrington pregame, he said that his group was battle-tested, and they don't get down on themselves as they were behind in the early going, and you could see that, that ability to face the adversity. Is there's that's going to catch fingertips. Bintram for the kill, Laurel, and that's a huge point for Laurel to cut it to 21-17.
Yeah, for sure, because it seemed as though the avalanche that the Eagles have set off in the last few minutes just kept on rolling. Big break.
Bintram serves. Is Laurel in need of a run here late, trailing 21-17. Oliphant the tip. Hill there in the middle. Set left for Tori Atkins. Overpass. And tip back over by Hill. But right to the back line. And now we've got a whistle and a double contact violation on South Park. Laurel trails 21-18. Bintram, line drive effort. Low pass, able to get down for that one. And then there's the point. It was Peranzino who started that when she was able to get low enough to get the pass up. And it's 22-18 South Park. Both coaches talked about serve receive, and that's always an important factor in volleyball. They said that would be paramount for each side tonight as Lainey Schultz puts it in play. Bintram there on the pass, quickly up to Hill, powers that through the middle block, and then that one way over toward the South Park bench area. 22-19 the score, favoring South Park, but Laurel trying to chip away.
Yeah, they are slowly crawling back into this after it looked like South Park was going to walk away with set one. It's Tori Atkins. Looks to serve.
We have the arrival of one of the teams for game two, which is why Tori Atkins hesitates for a moment.
It's like Albert Gallatin in the house.
She waits for them to be seated. As Kubiak into the net. And now it's 22-20. Look out. Here comes Laurel. Another serve by Tori Atkins. Third hit. Peranzino over. Back set to the southpaw. And that off the left side block and out of bounds. Kill for Jonna Hill. 22-21. Laurel down by one.
Yeah, it's coming right down. So just a couple of hits here to see who's going to take set one. Atkins continues to serve.
From the left, Kubiak. Hill sets up Fortuna at over. Set middle, Haddad aiming for the right back, but Fortuna there. Now it's Reagan Atkins the tip. Kubiak reads it. Set comes back to Kubiak. She'll tip it over right at Reagan Atkins. Set goes back to Reagan Atkins off the block and down for the point, and Laurel has come all the way back, and now a timeout for South Park. The Pontius Insurance timeout. Visit PontiusInsurance.com to request a quote for auto, home, business, or life insurance.
Timeout well needed. So we're all tied at 22 apiece, getting close to the end of this first set, and it's been good back and forth action as a little bit of ebbs and flows, if you will, whether or not, depending on what side you're on. Just seen teams go on runs and then climb back into it.
Well, South Park had a 21-16 lead, their largest of the night, after trailing in the early portion. But now Laurel on the comeback trail. They have won 6 of the last 7 points. And Reagan Atkins had the latest kill. Well, we have a moment. I'd like to tell you that you can call Penn Ohio Bottled Water for delivery of your 3 or 5 gallon water cooler systems, or get cases of bottles delivered to your home or work. That is Penn Ohio Bottled Water. Well, we've got a tight one in set one, 22-all between Laurel and South Park in the opening round of the WPIAL Class AA playoffs. And Kubiak played it over, but a foul on South Park. That's on Kubiak into the net. And Laurel with a 1-point lead, 23-22.
Spartans would love to close this first set off. Emotions have been up and down.
Set middle, Haddad, diving play by Tori Atkins, but that way out of play. And South Park draws even, 23-all.
Let's set up Kuzma to serve for the Eagles.
Good serve. Reagan Atkins kills. 24-23 Laurel, and now it's the red zone set point. Make sure to stop by the red zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all of your county sporting apparel needs. Sporting goods, custom apparel, embroidery, and more. 24-23 Laurel. In a back and forth opening set, and now South Park calls the timeout, a Pontius Insurance timeout. Get the best rates and customer service by calling a local agent at Pontius Insurance. Well, again, Coach Farrington had talked about how his team has been able to handle adversity throughout the year. Well, some set one adversity anyway. Obviously, it's not the end of the world if you drop the opening set, but you certainly prefer to get out to the early lead. So we'll see how they respond to the 24-23 deficit.
And we talked about this before we came on. That this is two teams that we feel as though we're probably going to be pretty evenly matched, and that's what we've seen here in set one. Nobody's really taken over and taken control. Led to pretty exciting play here in the first set.
I've got Reagan Atkins for 5 kills in set one. You think the Spartans are happy to have her back.
Maybe.
And returning from that ACL injury. She has come through and looking very good tonight. Haddad trying to tie it. Diving play. Bintrim, third hit. Hill gets it over. Schultz there. Kuzma to Haddad. Kill, and we're tied again. 24 up.
Leave the ball in the hands of Kubiak, who will serve here. 24 apiece.
Haddad 5 kills unofficially in set one. She has been highly productive from the middle. Kubiak. Reagan Atkins tips, looking for the right back. Kubiak there. And then the third hit is Kubiak. Hill. Set left, close to the net. Great adjustment near the antenna by Reagan Atkins. Ziegler tips. Dig on one knee, sliding in Hill, and then tipped across by Fortuna. Middle Haddad. Reagan Atkins out of bounds. Outside the antenna, South Park leads 25-24. Well, a lot of twists and turns in this first set, just like your favorite movie drama, perhaps.
Yeah. Good plot line.
It is. Kubiak trying to give South Park the win here in the first set. Laurel trying to keep it going. Kuzma, set middle, Haddad, kill. And Haddad, for her 6th kill of the night, delivers to give South Park a 26-24 win in the opening set and a 1-0 match lead here in the opening round of the WPIAL playoffs. We'll step aside for a break as you're watching coverage of the girls volleyball playoffs here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP and the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
I think the key to any attorney-client relationship is trust. My father told me a long time ago, the definition of personal integrity, it's really simple. Do what you say you're going to do. At LGKG, we've been doing that for over 80 years.
Laurel teachers support all of our athletes on and off the field.
Don't get left out to dry. Call the Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company for the fastest and most efficient bottled water delivery service in the area. Penn Ohio offers bottled water ranging from 16.9-ounce bottles to 5-gallon jugs, perfect for your next event or office water cooler system. Also, don't forget to ask about their custom labeling options. Visit PennOhioBottledWater.com for more information and to get a quote on their delivery services. Whether it's at home, in the office, or on the sidelines, Penn Ohio has you covered.
Wherever you're going, Axe can get you there. The bowling alley, beauty salon, and even the library. Axe can get you there safely. The grocery store, the pharmacy, and the bank. Axe can get you there comfortably. Going to work, visiting a friend, or just to relax at the park. Axe can get you there affordably. Axe is here to get you there safely, comfortably, and affordably. Choose Axe as your driving service and give us a call to schedule a ride.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Well, a very entertaining first set, won by South Park 26-24. And Mari Haddad, who was first team all-section last year, 6 kills in that first set. Reagan Atkins had 5 for Laurel to lead the way, but very entertaining opening set seesaw affair, and we'll see what set 2 has in store.
That's going to lead to what should be even bigger competition as we get further along in this match. Laurel will start with serving here in set 2.
It will be Jonna Hill to do the honors. Set 2 underway. Kuzma to Haddad, which is how we ended set 1. There's Reagan Atkins off the tip. Kubiak from the left. Sliding play on the dig by Hill. Set left for Reagan Atkins. Tips, diving play, Kubiak. But we've got a foul. Double contact on South Park. 1-0 Laurel in set 2.
Perfect off-speed hit by Reagan Atkins to force South Park into a scramble at the front of the net. And that's what led to the double hit.
Kuzma again, middle, Haddad blocked. Weldon there. From the left, rifled over, but long. And it's 2-0 Laurel. Too long on the try by Sophia Cox.
Sort of the same feeling that we had in set 1. Start out the second set as well.
Yeah, it was 3-0 Laurel in set 1 to start it. And it will be 3-0 Laurel to start set 2.
But the question is now, can the Spartans maintain a lead and potentially fire back in this match?
Self-inflicted wounds by South Park.
Yep.
In this set. That's something Coach Farrington said they could ill afford tonight. And there's another one, lobbed long and wide, and it's now 4-0 Laurel.
As Hill continues to serve.
Played over by Cox. On the drive, it's Reagan Atkins. 5-0 Laurel.
Spartans loving every second of this start.
Hill with the southpaw swing and an ace. She had 2 of them in set 1. Make it another. 6-0 Laurel. And a timeout South Park. You hate to use one so early, but clearly the Eagles need to regroup. This timeout, a Pontius Insurance timeout. Make sure that you take the timeout to save money on your insurance. Call Agent Dan Pontius, Jessica Weiland, or Tracy Giddings to get started today. So with
they definitely need to reset here.
Yeah, with the 6-0 start.
And like you said, self-inflicted wounds for the Eagles. There's been some good play as well by Laurel here in set 2, but a couple of mishits on your own side of the net puts you in a hole early on in set 2.
For Laurel, the coaching staff composed of head coach James Agus and assistant coach Lou Liparulo. They flip in the spring. Coach Liparulo is the head coach of the Butler Golden Tornado, and the assistant is James Agus. So Coach Agus took the job here a couple of years ago. There's another ace for Hill, now 7-0. And once he got the job, he kind of coaxed.
He pretty much said, "You coming?"
Yeah, Coach Liparulo over. And we have a great relationship with Coach Liparulo. We've seen him quite a bit over the years at Butler. Longtime head coach, started the program with the Golden Tornado with the boys. Tip here by Atkins. Laurel leading 7-0, and then a block by Atkins on the overpass. 8-0. What a start for the Spartans.
Coach Farrington trying to rally the troops to our right.
Hill 2 aces already in this set. There's a big block by Weldon.
Returned well, though.
Kubiak on that third hit. And now we've got a double hit on Laurel. That goes against Josie Fortuna. And South Park on the board, 8-1.
Leaving Kubiak to serve. Substitution as Sophia Cox re-enters the game.
There's Reagan Atkins. Schultz up high for Ziegler. Aims for the back line. Played by Bintrim from the middle. Weldon, power tip. Dug out, though, nicely by Sophia Cox. Left side, Reagan Atkins trying to power it through. She does. And then a block, but still alive for South Park. Ziegler aiming for the right back, but misses her mark this time. And it's now 9-1 Laurel in set 2.
Another one sent wide. Laurel still dominating here in the second frame. As Weldon back to serve.
Now South Park won the first set 26-24, but it's all Laurel in set 2, 9-1. Cox cross court wide. 10-1 Laurel.
Trying to run away. Second frame.
And it's been the errors by the Eagles. That's been the key. Weldon on the serve. Kuzma up to Ziegler. That went through the block, but backed up by Weldon. From the back line, Hill and over. Kuzma, middle. Tip this time by Haddad. She had 6 kills in the first set. Power tip by Bintrim. Pushed over by Schultz. There's Bintrim again off the middle block. Kubiak backs it up. Kuzma up to Ziegler. And that one close, but it's wide. And Laurel stretches the lead to 11-1. A lot of misfires in set 2.
So we have a pause to get a shoe tied.
That's Reagan Atkins. Reagan, a PVCA All-State selection last year. First team All-WPIAL. Of course, first team All-Section as well. Keeping the trophy case full as there's a kill for Bintrim. Driving it from the right, 12-1. Laurel. Well, and if you're South Park, you already used the one timeout early. So you don't really have much of a choice other than to watch on at the moment.
Libby Cassidy checking in for the Eagles.
Set left for Ziegler. Through the block. Hill. Now off to Reagan Atkins with a rifle. 13-1. Laurel. Second kill of this set. Has a couple of blocks as well. She had 5 kills, did Reagan Atkins, in the opening set. Multiple-time all-section pick on the hardwood. Averaged 14.6 points per game as a sophomore. That one drops down. I believe that was Haddad. 13-2. South Park just, you have to chip away. Down 13-2.
Eagles would love to go on a run here. Haddad back to serve.
Hill on the pass. Set goes to Bintrim. That one blocked by Oliphant. Miscommunication, but Bintrim reads it and gets it over on the third hit. Cox from the right side, cross court. Right to Hill. Middle, Bintrim tips wide, looking for the near side, but Kubiak let it go. 13-3, South Park down by 10. Haddad trying to start a run. Back set to Reagan Atkins. Another laser from Atkins. 14-3 Laurel.
Doesn't get much better than that from any of the corners. Beautiful hit.
And Reagan Atkins, we told you little sister Tori, of course, on the team as a sophomore. She's an outstanding track and field athlete. As Reagan Atkins puts it in play. Tip there by Oliphant. Bintrim hits her mark in the left back, 15-3 Laurel. And to continue through the family line, the Atkins girls, their older sister Brooke, she's an all-PAC outfielder at Westminster College, set the single school record for runs scored with 49 back in 2021. Also led the conference in hits and runs scored this past spring. As there's a point for Oliphant and the Eagles to make it 15-4. Now the bloodlines stretch longer for the Atkins family, which we'll delve into maybe during a timeout.
I was going to say.
That's how.
It's going to take some time.
Yeah, it's I've got some fun notes to pass along about the Atkins family. So very athletic bunch. Here's a float serve by Peranzino. Here's Tori Atkins. And a kill. The Atkins family continues to get it done. 16-14. Laurel.
Josie Fortuna serves it away here.
Dump and point for South Park. Well read by Libby Cassidy, the 5'5 setter. Makes it 16-5. South Park trying to find a spark here in set 2.
Toss to Ziegler to serve. Right near the South Park bench.
Off the serve by Ziegler. Back set to Bintram, but it's wide. Hammered it, but not accurate enough, unfortunately, for Bintram. And it's a 10-point score, 16-6. Laurel still with a healthy lead in set 2. South Park won the first set, 26-24. Laurel trying to draw even with a big lead in set 2. That becomes bigger on the service air, 17-6.
Substitution as Ava Simone checks back into the game for South Park.
And a service error by Bintram, 17-7. So the teams trade points that way. Lainey Schultz, second year as team captain, 4-year starter, 3-time all-section pick, puts it in play with the serve. Set middle, Hill the tip. Kubiak reads it. Cassidy will set it back to Kubiak, drills it, but Bentram on the dig, high toward the rafters. Tori Atkins on the third hit. Cassidy middle to Haddad. That one blocked, though, by Hill. Kubiak, kill. 17-8. South Park has trimmed it to a single-digit deficit now.
Doing what you can after falling down early in this set.
Well, I know with my baseball background, you talk about large deficits and you say, well, there's no such thing as a 9-run homer. In this case, a 9-run deficit. So you just have to have that mindset 1 point at a time, to be cliche about it, but it is the truth. Hill. Schultz pops it high. Peranzino up to Kubiak at across. Weldon middle. Clips the tape down for the point. 18-8 Laurel.
Back up to a 10-point advantage. And Tori Atkins serving.
Weldon, 6-footer in the middle. Coming through for that last point. Here's Kubiak. Bentram low on one knee. Reagan Atkins off the block and out of bounds. Point for Atkins. And it's now 19-8. Laurel.
Trying to close in on a set victory. They're losing that first frame.
4 kills for Reagan Atkins. Service error by Tori Atkins. 19-9 the score, favoring Laurel.
More substitutions as Sophia Cox and Julia Kuzma checks back into the game.
Ava Simone handing the ball off to Kuzma. So Kuzma will pick up the setting duties with Cassidy back on the bench. There's Kuzma, sets up Kubiak, and the kill. 19-10. South Park trails by 9. Kubiak has been a spark in this set for South Park, trying to right the ship.
Had some good looks in that first set as well.
Float serve from Kuzma. Back set to Hill. Powers it through the block, but there's Laney Schultz. Kubiak cross court. Dig Tori Atkins. Now it's Reagan Atkins with the tip and point. Haddad didn't realize she had some help behind her. She took a stab at it, but sent it awry. 20-10.
And Jonna Hill.
Cox on the hit. Tori Atkins digs it out. Dump attempt there by Fortuna. Now Fortuna will go to Reagan Atkins, but that one too strong. She wanted fingertips, but no dice. 20-11. Laurel's lead is 9.
Yeah, I'm thinking you would know if a hand got in the way there. The ball hit that hard. That was on a straight line.
Off the Kubiak serve. Overpass. Haddad blocked by Fortuna. But now Riley will tip to the middle. Weldon blocked. Kept alive there nicely by Fortuna. Third hit. It's Tori Atkins. Kuzma, middle. Haddad clips the tape. But handled by Hill on the dig. Tip Reagan Atkins. Third hit. Kubiak says, I've got it. Ventrim up to Fortuna. Weldon.
Good
blocked. Haddad and Ziegler for the block assist. 20-12. Big point there for South Park.
For sure. It's a great group effort to get that ball stopped and brought back over the net.
Now Kubiak on a fine serve. Reagan Atkins blocked and out of bounds. Last touch by Atkins. I believe that was Haddad again.
I think you're right.
20-13. South Park edging closer and closer. Here's Kubiak toward the far side. Bintrim handles it on the pass. Hill, line drive. High toward the rafters off of Schultz. Kubiak off to Ziegler. She somehow gets that over.
Last second.
Kuzma middle to Haddad. Tori Atkins with the dig. Reagan Atkins tips from the left. Kuzma sets, and a late reaction there by Cox to just get it over. And Weldon with South Park on its heels, drills it. 21-13 Laurel. A couple of South Park players with a break in the action here to tie their shoes. Haddad one of them, as well as Kubiak.
Getting some moisture cleared up.
So some perspiration on the floor, that being mopped up with a towel by the diminutive Laney Schultz. And Schultz, we told you earlier, three-time All-Section pick. She has a 4.2 GPA, recipient of the Presidential Recognition Award, also an outfielder on the softball team. And her coach, Chad Farrington, believes that she's one of the best defensive players in the WPIAL. Certainly a lot of fun to watch as ball out of bounds off the serve. And the point to Laurel, give the ace to Weldon to make it 22-13. So Laurel, who's been in command, they jumped out, did the Spartans, to an 8-0 lead. And trying to draw the match score even. Currently trailing 1-0 after South Park won the first set. Kubiak with a misfire, now 23-13. So Laurel on its way to a set 2 win, so it appears. And a service error by Weldon this time. Keeps hope alive for South Park, 23-14.
Haddad back to serve.
Haddad, the 5'8 senior, middle hitter, has had a great night. And Bintrim powers one, but Kubiak gets down for the dig. It does sail over the net. Bintrim power tip and point. 24-14 Laurel.
Time for our red zone set point.
And it's Reagan Atkins who's been such a big part of this matchup tonight for Laurel. Would be fitting for her to be on the serve for the win, and she gets the ace. 25-14. Laurel ties it up on the match score 1-1. We'll step aside as you are watching coverage of the girls volleyball playoffs, brought to you by the Trib Live High School Sports Network, also by the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Compensation. My clients are oftentimes not receiving their wage loss. They're not receiving their medical expenses. LGKG, they come to us so that we can put them in a position to pay their bills. If we're keeping our promises, our clients are getting the justice they deserve.
Joseph's Marketplace is Newcastle's favorite family-owned hometown grocery store and coffee shop. Fresh meats and produce, full-line deli, homemade foods, and much more. Joseph's Marketplace has hot foods prepared every day. They also have Newcastle favorites like grape leaves, hummus, and wedding soup available daily. Follow Joseph's Marketplace on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates or stop in to see what's cooking each day. Come hang out at the brand new cafe and bakery, full of great coffee, drinks, sandwiches, snacks, sweets, and free Wi-Fi. In a rush? Go to josephsnc.com and place your cafe order online. Joseph's Marketplace, family owned and operated since 1915.
Works in Progress Painting wishes a successful and satisfying season to all Lawrence County sports teams and athletes. Work hard and bring honor to your team in how you play. Joe Wright and his family have been providing painting, window cleaning, and other property services for homeowners and businesses in the Lawrence County area for over 10 years. Their goal on every project is to provide a meaningful service that honors their customer, God, and their family, and to have fun while doing it. Works in Progress is now booking interior painting and related projects for the winter season. Call Joe today, 724-714-4294, to discuss your next project.
At our Cunningham Funeral Home and Crematory, we are a proud 6th-generation, family-owned and operated funeral home located centrally in the Newcastle and Neshannock communities. Our large facility and experienced staff allows us to accommodate any family with personalized services. To learn more about our services and pre-planning, visit our website at www.cunninghamfh.com or follow us on Facebook. Allow our family to help your family.
Hey, welcome back. We are even now in the match score 1-1 after South Park won a thriller back and forth 26-24 the opening set. Laurel jumped out to an 8-0 lead in set 2 and cruised to a 25-14 win. Reagan Atkins with 5 kills and an ace in that second set. We do have a scoreboard update for you. So the out-of-town scores brought to you by the Crane Room Grill. Call ahead and reserve your seat for after the game or place an order for takeout, curbside pickup, dinner, homemade desserts, even a crowler to go. Call to place your order at 724-656-1556. Neshannock and Shenango tonight in girls volleyball, both winning in straight sets. Mohawk Soccer down 2-0 at the half to Springdale. Those are your scores. Courtesy James Dotson. Thank you, Mr. Dotson. And thank you to everyone tuned in tonight here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP and the Trib Live High School Sports Network, with exclusive coverage of the WPIAL Girls Volleyball Playoffs. Big night tonight. It'll continue on into tomorrow as well. Plenty of playoff games on the network, so check that out as we're ready to get started here in set 3. And Julie Kuzma puts it in play. From the middle, Weldon off the middle block. Kuzma, though, to Haddad. Big swing. Tori Atkins on the dig. And we've got a violation, double contact on the call against Josie Fortuna. And it's 1-0 South Park. First time the Eagles have scored the first point in a set.
We'll see if that changes anything. After 2 very good starts for Laurel, one didn't end so well in set 1, but they cruised, as you mentioned, in the previous set.
Middle Haddad tips and down 2-0 South Park. And I think to overcome, you think back to set 2. I mean, Laurel was just so strong to open that second set. For South Park to even score the first point, and for the Eagles even better for the second point, to just kind of change the mojo from that second set, almost picking up an ace, and they do. powering it through the tape. It's an ace for Kuzma. 3-0 South Park.
Jonna Hill not happy after getting a couple of opportunities to return that. But how about that? The Eagles
flip the script in set 3.
Trying to at least see if they can continue.
Hill powers it over from the left. Kubiak, diving play by Fortuna, but close to the net, blocked by Cox. Hill responds, and Laney Schultz there for the dig. Tip courtesy of Kubiak. Hill with the quick swing across. Schultz up to Kubiak. To the back line, played by Bintram. In the middle, Weldon, blocked by Haddad. Pushed across by Fortuna. Haddad drills it, but long. And Laurel on the board after a lengthy volley, and it's 3-1. Laurel trailing.
Well-earned point as Jonna Hill will head back to serve.
Set on the right side, Haddad plays it toward Hill. Running play Fortuna, then Bintram over. Kuzma starts it up again to the left with Kubiak, and off the right side block and out of bounds. 3-2. There's going to be 4-1 rather. South Park leading by 3. Now from the conversation we had pregame with Chad Farrington, he said his group is resilient. They are showing that now in the third set. Coach Farrington.
Set 1 too, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach Farrington in his 5th year. He actually started up the girls volleyball program at Sarah Catholic back in 2005. As here's Reagan Atkins off the block and the kill for Laurel, cutting the deficit to 4-2. When in doubt, go to Reagan Atkins.
Why not?
She's certainly been the go-to tonight. 5 kills in each set so far. Laney Schultz on the third hit over. Sliding dig by Hill. And nicely delivered Fortuna to Bintram in the wheelhouse for the kill.
As Laurel comes crawling back into this third set. Weldon continues.
4-3. Laurel down by 1. And an ace.
Making this a pretty spirited matchup. Each team gaining 1 set so far.
As we would expect in a 7-10 matchup, this has been close throughout. 4-4 tie. Reagan Atkins blocked by Haddad. Pushed across by Fortuna. Tip here by Ziegler. Diving dig and sent over by Tori Atkins. From the left, Ziegler powers it through the block. Third hit, Bintram and over. Tight quarters there between Hill and Fortuna. Haddad is too strong with it, and it's 5-4 Laurel. High pass from Kubiak. From the right, Cox through the block. Tie score, 5-5. Mari Haddad. Puts it in play with the rights. Jonna Hill on the pass. Tic-tac-toe work over to Bintram, but there's Elliot Oliphant for the block.
And you got to give Eagles a lot of credit. They've been doing that on the front line multiple times throughout this match, where they team up, get a double block to send it right back to the Laurel player, whether it be one of the Atkins or potentially like we saw there with Bintram, trying to rifle it down, and they just send it right back to them.
Diving play by Kubiak. Oliphant up to Ziegler into the net. And so Laurel ties it up 6-6. There's Reagan Atkins. Just recently returning from that ACL injury she sustained in January. And has been a big lift here the second half of the season for Laurel. But from the middle, Oliphant once again for the tip, 7-6 South Park. And Oliphant, we were talking about her personal accolades earlier. Her older sister, Presley, ran track and cross country at Millersville, helped South Park to a 2019 WPIAL track and field title in Class 2A. And Elliot's younger brother, Nolan, he plays baseball at South Park currently. Serve by Peranzino. And too strong for Tori Atkins, 8-6 South Park. Peranzino puts it in play once more. Back set to Bintrim. And that catches fingertips. Laurel will take the point and then celebrates with a little delay there. 8-7 as they get the call from the R1, Mr. Joe Hardiman. And an ace. It's Fortuna. And now we're even 8-all. Fortuna, float serve again. Cassidy tight to the antenna. Oliphant will just lob it over on the third. Bintrim in the middle, drills it with a laser. The third hit, Schultz. South Park on its heels at the moment. Bintrim trying to take advantage of it. And the third hit from a tough angle, Peranzino over. Still, though, the Eagles on their heels. Tori Atkins over. Cassidy up to Ziegler. Too strong. And it's Laurel now in front, 9-8 here in the third set.
Valiant effort by the Eagles right along the scorer's table, just making sure that return was on the right side of the antenna. And by right side, I mean left.
Right.
The correct side.
Who's on first?
Exactly.
Bintrim. Big swing and then a block. Still alive, though. Oliphant is wide. Well, a couple of reaching arms there for Laurel, but no one touched it, and the Spartans have a 10-8 lead.
This match continues to heat up.
Tie score in the match score 1-1. In the third set, Laurel leading 10-8 after South Park started with the lead. Oliphant, nice tip in the middle, but better recovery is Reagan Atkins on the third hit. Oliphant tips once more. Back set to Hill. Blocked. Oliphant. Oh. She's having a big third set, and it's now 10-9. South Park trails by 1. Serve put in play by Riley Ziegler. Back set to Bintrim. Block. Oliphant. A blue and white brick wall right now for South Park. Tie score 10 up.
Diving effort from Reagan Atkins. Not enough.
That's the third block I have Oliphant for in this set. Service error, though, cannot keep the rally going for the Eagles, and Laurel returns to the lead, 11-10.
Substitution for South Park as Ava Simone is back into the game. Don't see many substitutions on the Laurel side.
Off the serve by Bintrim. Here's Oliphant. Played by Jonna Hill. Back row, Bintrim. And the kill. Found the open middle. 12-10, Laurel.
Taking the 2-point advantage, and Bintrim will serve.
Bintrim kind of taking over in this third set from the Laurel perspective. Another hard serve. Back set, Oliphant on the big swing. Cassidy will set for Oliphant. She's blocked, but keeps it alive. Cassidy will try Kubiak this time. Dig on one knee by Bintrim. To the left, Tori Atkins tips. Kubiak ready. Set comes back to Kubiak. She's blocked, but she'll pop it high. Set comes back her way. Sliding dig by Fortuna. Dump attempt by Hill. Dump Cassidy. And that one, a great diving effort there on the dig by Reagan Atkins. A marathon volley right now. 12-10, Laurel leading. Bintrim off the middle block. Cassidy will go left. Nope, she won't. It's a double contact call. After all of that, it's a violation that ends the volley. 13-10, Laurel.
Oh, and South Park really kicking themselves because during that sequence, they probably could have let one go long. Probably should have had that point. They returned it, though, and the rest is history.
3-0 run right now by Laurel after South Park fought to tie the score. Kubiak tips, and that'll fall. 13-11, so that'll break up the Laurel run. Here's Lainey Schultz. Spins it with the left, serves it with the right. Deflected over by Hill. Block on Haddad. Schultz looking to Kubiak. Well, two players nearly run into each other, but the play is clean and eventually over for Laurel. Reagan Atkins, Tori Atkins, and now Bintrim and across. Perazino there. Cassidy looks to Kubiak, blocked by Weldon, but again still alive. Kubiak third hit it over. Back set Fortuna to Hill, the southpaw with a laser, dug out by Eva Simone. Kubiak tight to the near side, but she keeps it inbounds. Weldon blocked, but pops it over, and then Cassidy finds an open spot. I don't know if that was quite intentional, but she'll take it. 13-12, South Park down by one.
Putting it where the rest of the Spartans weren't. Cutting into the lead.
The smile on the face of Coach Chad Farrington really told the story there, because you could tell that was not by design, but
he'll take it.
Good fortune is luck is the residue of design, as they say, and hard work. As there's a kill by Haddad. That's what Branch Rickey said. And we're tied again, 13-13.
Back and forth in set three. As Lainey Schultz will serve.
This is the fifth tie of the set. Very indicative of how this matchup has gone tonight for the most part. Laurel did dominate set two, and now Haddad with a block to give the Eagles the lead in set three, 14-13. Haddad has really been the one. When she gets going, that's when South Park hits that extra level. Flips the switch, if you will. Certainly was the case in the first set. That was 126-24. There's a block. Kubiak, diving play by Tori Atkins to keep it alive. Middle. Haddad yet again. She's been the driving force for South Park, 15-13.
Catching the Spartans looking like deer in the headlights as a timeout taken by Coach Agus.
3 straight points for Haddad. 2 kills sandwiched around a block. Is the timeout a Pontius Insurance timeout? Visit PontiusInsurance.com to request a quote for auto, home, business, or life insurance. Well, we talked about earlier the Atkins sisters, and we told you this would be a little lengthy to discuss, so we'll talk about it during a timeout. Great bloodlines for the Atkins girls. We mentioned that big sister Brooke is an outfielder at Westminster College and has had great success there, rewriting the record book. Mom Teresa played volleyball at both Laurel and Edinburgh. And Dad Todd played football at Laurel and Penn State University. He was a starting defensive lineman in the mid-'90s. Also was on the 1994 team that was famed, Jared, you may remember or have heard about. You weren't alive quite yet.
No, I wasn't.
I was. I do remember it. Penn State in 94 finished number 2 behind Nebraska despite being undefeated, 12-0. They beat Oregon 38-20 in the Rose Bowl, and it was Todd Atkins who was a big part of that. He also led Laurel to the 1989 WPIAL championship game. They lost it at Three River Stadium that year to Clairton, 27-20. But, the Atkins, very athletic group. And there's another point by South Park to open. Haddad coming through yet again, 16-13 Eagles. And going back to that 1994 season, that's a big part of the driving force of what has led to the current playoff system in college football. How can you be undefeated and finish the season number 2?
That's a great question.
Yeah, that was the question many folks in Pennsylvania wanted to know, especially in Happy Valley. Well, from the middle, a rifle hill, and that will fall in. 16-14, a much-needed point there for Laurel. Serve, Tori Atkins. Cassidy in the middle for Haddad. She's on fire, hits the left back. That's of the last 5 points scored by South Park, they've all gone through Haddad. 17-14.
It's been fun to watch. Another substitution. Sophia Cox back off the bench. Kuzma serving.
Set to Hill, and diving try there. That may or may not have been going out of bounds, but Simone touched it, so we'll never know. 17-15. Laurel down by 2. Serve put in play once again by Hill. Haddad finds her mark again, tight to the near side. Hill let it go, but it falls in. 18-15. Haddad continues to roll.
Just catching that near sideline. Great placement.
Excuse me,
No,
Jared.
you're
I'm
good,
sorry.
you're good.
5 kills for her now in this set. She had 6 kills in the opening set, including the set-ending point. Here's Reagan Atkins off the antenna. Play continued by the back linesman, and that being Anthony Parente. He says that's off the antenna. Stop play, 19-15. South Park. And an ace, Kubiak. (20-15) South Park. Laurel led this one 13-10. 10 of the last 12 points have gone the way of the Eagles.
And they're hungry for more.
Mr. Hardiman, the R1, whistles us ready for play after doing a little bookkeeping.
He has to pull out the old-fashioned whistle as he was rolling with the electronic whistle. Batteries must have died.
Oh, that wasn't bookkeeping. That was just technology failing us. Now there's a kill by Reagan Atkins. Is Laurel hoping to... Or no, they said that one was evidently not in. My apologies. 21-15. I thought that one was good, but I stand corrected. 21-15 South Park. And now we've got a lift on South Park. That'll give most certainly Laurel the point. So the Spartans trailing 21-16. Weldon. And that's an ace. Well, Weldon, there must be something with her serves. Well, there is a certain type of spin she's putting on it. She's had a few aces now tonight. And it's Lainey Schultz, who's one of the best defensive players, one of the best liberos in the WPIAL, but struggling with that serve. That time she handles it with a good pass. Block. Bintram with the denial, 21-17.
Watching it through the air there sort of looked very similar to a knuckleball pitch in baseball where there's not much spin. Very slow spin through the air.
And sometimes lack of spin is just as difficult as a high spin rate. You can ask any baseball hitter. That one wide from Bintram. Tim Wakefield made a pretty good living with that knuckleball. So it's a 22-18 score favoring South Park, leading in set 3. The match score is tied 1-1. Great to have you with us tonight on the Lawrence County SportsNet. Bentrim, kill, despite a low effort there by Kubiak. It's 22-19, Laurel edging back.
Again, both of these teams tied at 1 set.
3 kills for Bentrim in set 3. Here's Oliphant. She has the tip. As much as we talked about Haddad, Oliphant has also made a large impact in this set with her blocks, and that time coming through with the tip and point. That's her second kill. The 3 blocks earlier on for Oliphant. Paranzino off the serve. Bentrim powers it through the middle block. 23-20. Four kills for Bentrim. As here is Fortuna to serve. Josie Fortuna, the 5'7" senior. Schultz on the overpass. And the set goes left to Tori Atkins. Blocked but out of bounds. Oliphant and Cassidy trying to get a piece of that one cleanly, but instead deflecting it out of bounds. Laurel down by 2, trying for a late comeback, but we've got a timeout called by South Park and a Pontius Insurance timeout. Get the best rates and customer service by calling a local agent at Pontius Insurance, and make sure you take the timeout to save money on your insurance. Well, stay tuned. A little later on, we'll have the Maley Chiropractic play of the game. Also, the player of the game coming up in the postgame show. But we've got quite a ways before we get to that point. We're tied 1-1 in the match score. And right now, 23-21 in set 3. Winner of this will face Shenango, who won in straight sets tonight against Southmoreland. That one held at North Catholic High School tonight. Served by Fortuna. Laurel down by 2. Late in set 3, 23-21. Ziegler to the middle. Back set, Hill. Aiming it for the right back, but Paranzino with a nice play on it. Ziegler to the middle again. Diving play by Reagan Atkins. Tori Atkins on the tip. Lobbed across. In the middle, Bentrim blocked. And on the overpass, blocked by Oliphant, and Laurel cannot recover. 24-21 South Park.
And it's time for the Red Zone set point. Make sure you stop by the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs, sporting good, custom apparel, embroidery, and more.
Serve Ziegler. Weldon on the play. Third hit, Hill. And across. Oliphant tips. Diving effort by Fortuna on the dig. Tip to the back line by Hill. Very close to the net. Kubiak keeps it in play. Bentrim. Dug out by Schultz. Dump attempt there by Cassidy, but doesn't make it over. As it kind of rode the net there, rode the tape. 24-22. Hope still alive for Laurel in set 3.
Ava Simone checking in for the Eagles. Bentrim continues to serve.
And Bentrim with a very good serve, but Schultz helping the Eagles recover. Third hit Kubiak. Hill for the kill. Able to fight that one through the block attempt of Oliphant and Kubiak. 24-23. South Park 1 point away from finishing off this set, but it won't come. An ace by Bentrim, and we're tied 24 up. Just like we were in the first set, here we are again in set 3. But Bentrim has really been impressive in this set as she pulls through with the ace. Another good serve. Tip Kubiak. Fortuna digs from one knee. Bentrim, from the back row. Cassidy sets to Oliphant. Reagan Atkins on the dig. Hill. Head over. Schultz there. Cassidy up to Kubiak, who says it's mine. Oh, and nobody home after Hill touches it, and South Park leads 25-24.
Left in the hands of Laney Schultz. Trying to secure a set victory here for South Park.
And Schultz on the float. Middle, Hill, wide. South Park wins set 3, 26-24. It's a 2-1 match lead now for the Eagles as they soar towards set 4. We'll pause for a break, and we'll be back with the fourth set in just a moment as you are watching coverage of the WPIAL playoffs, courtesy of the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP of the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Has your child's early education slowed down or even paused due to the pandemic? This is crucial time you can't get back. LCAP can keep your little learner on track for success. We have options for working and non-working parents with in-person childcare and age-appropriate virtual learning to keep them busy and engaged. Parents, don't hit pause on early learning. Lawrence County Community Action Partnership can jumpstart their future. Learn more at lcap.org.
When you're looking for quality concrete services, contact the experienced professionals at Doran Concrete. Our company is family, locally owned and operated, and has been serving the community for over 30 years. Get residential or commercial concrete services for any size job. Our skilled professionals offer prompt and reliable services at an affordable price. We believe in the principles of honesty, integrity, and reliability. Get in touch with us for exceptional concrete services at prices that you can afford.
Are you looking to make a difference? Well, here is your opportunity. Lawrence County Child and Youth Services is looking for compassionate foster parents now. If you are over the age of 21, in good health, and wanting to help a child in need, we're in need of you. Receive free training and compensation by becoming a foster parent. Call 724-658-2558 and let Bill, Brooklyn, and Heather get you started. Make a difference and become a foster parent today.
Laurel teachers support all of our athletes on and off the field.
For more than 120 years, people have relied on Martindale Hubbell's preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you've been involved in an automobile accident, you should do the same. At LGKG, we have been preeminently rated for over 40 years.
And welcome back as we get ready for the fourth set. South Park leading the match score 2-1 after another exciting win, 26-24. So South Park winning by the same score in set 1. Laurel dominated the second set with a 25-14 win, but going back to the third set, it was Mari Haddad, 5 kills, and she really, when the score was tied 13-13, she created she had scored 5 consecutive points for South Park that helped them jump out to, at that point, a 20-15 lead. And so she was a big part of it. Also, Elliot Oliphant, 2 kills and 3 blocks. So, exciting effort there as we get the fourth set underway. Big swing by Kubiak. Tip by Fortuna. Kubiak puts it through the block. Yep. And that is down for a South Park 1-0 lead.
Kubiak showing her worth at the front of the net as well. Saw some great set action from her serving.
Peranzino checks out as Kuzma serving. Reagan Atkins tips. And Kubiak, despite the diving try, cannot dig it out. We're even 1-1.
The importance of having a rifle from that corner, as you can go and turn it down and throw their opponent off as well. the opposite direction.
Yeah, Bintrim stepping up in set 3. She had 4 kills and an ace, and she steps up right there for a kill to give Laurel a 2-1 lead. And that's important, obviously, with so much attention on Reagan Atkins, that Bintrim from the middle, or really all areas of the floor, was able to come through.
You mentioned this Laurel team is loaded with talent.
Yeah, well, we were doing our game prep for this and looking at the athletes that Laurel has. Very interested and excited to see them play here tonight. And South Park, of course, has some exceptional athletes as well, as Bintrim with a smile on her face after a block, 3-1 Laurel. And also considering Laurel had that run to the semifinals last year, that experience level in the postseason with a senior-laden team. And an ace for Weldon, 4-1 Laurel. Well, Laurel needs to win this 4th set to force a 5th. South Park can end it with a set win here. But right now on the trailing end of a 4-1 score, so great start for the Spartans. Back set to Bintrim. Cross court hits the right back. 5-1 Spartans. Again, Bintrim 4 kills in the last set along with an ace. She's got 2 kills already in set 4. Cox cross court, left to right in the middle there, dug out by Tori Atkins. 3rd hit over. Kuzma to Haddad for the tip. Fortuna there. Left side Reagan Atkins tries to crank it up, but Haddad for the block. 5-2. South Park trails by 3.
Substitution. Riley Ziegler back into the game. As Ava Simone takes a seat.
Serve Kubiak. Set to the left, tip Bintrim. There it is. Bintrim comes through once again, 6-2. Laurel with the lead in the 4th. As we said, winner of this will face Shenango on Saturday. Site and time to be determined. This is the 7 versus 10 matchup. Shenango, the number 2 seed, had little trouble with Southmoreland this evening. As there's a dump by Fortuna. 7-2 Laurel. And it's Reagan Atkins who will serve momentarily. And that one too long. Service error. South Park ready for it. Good communication there.
Back to the hands of Haddad.
And Haddad with an ace. 7-4. There are certain players that, this is our first time obviously seeing either team, Jared and I, and certain players that stand out as being special. Haddad has really had a great night.
Yeah, her and Kubiak have really stood out to me for South Park.
And there's a response from Bintrim as she continues to step up late. 8-4. Laurel extends the lead in the 4th set, trying to force a 5th. Service error by Fortuna. Checking back in is Gianna Peranzino, the 5'4 senior. And she'll put it in play. Weldon plays it on the pass. Tip by Hill. And Ziegler off the middle block attempt of Bintrim. And Ziegler makes it 8-6.
And Bintrim, a little bit of a mishit. Had an opportunity to block it back towards South Park. Couldn't do so. Instead, it goes right down.
South Park trailing by 2. Hill 3rd hit over. Schultz to Cassidy in the middle. Oliphant tips. Pancake dig attempt by Fortuna. Can't get there. And now South Park trails by just one, 8-7. Ace. Paranzino ties it up 8-all. So after a 5-1 lead to start for Laurel, South Park is answered back. Eagles have taken 7 of the last 9 points and make it another as that swing long from the Spartans. 9-8, South Park leading. Paranzino's had a great run of points here with her serves. Bintram ends that with a kill. Tied up now 9-9 in the fourth.
And Bintram will serve.
Here's Ziegler trying for the middle. The Atkins sisters both diving. Tori's the one that gets her hand on it. Oliphant for the middle, right at Reagan Atkins, who answers. Tori Atkins blocked, but pops it high. Oliphant, though, drills it. 10-9, South Park. Oh, we talked about her earlier. Oliphant, 6'1", and she's also the WPIAL champion in the high jump. It's a great combination.
Medalist at the state level as well.
Here's Hill, and that's into the net. No block, it's 4 hits. 11-9, South Park in the fourth. So the 10 versus 7 matchup has been dramatic thus far, but the run of points continues here for South Park. Ziegler for an ace, 12-9, and a timeout called by Laurel. The Pontius Insurance timeout. Make sure you take the timeout to save money on your insurance and call Agent Dan Pontius, Jessica Weiland, or Tracy Giddings to get started today. Also, while we have this break in the action, we'll tell you about Cunningham Funeral Home. Our Cunningham Funeral Home specializing in funeral and cremation services as well as pre-planning. Now, right now, Laurel, they've been battling throughout. It was a slow start to the season after dropping the first 3, but they've been on a roll ever since. After dropping the first 3, they had gone 13-2 since then, but right now on the ropes, trailing South Park 12-9 in set 4. And 2-1 on the match score as well, so South Park can end it with a victory in this set. They won a date with Shenango, as do the Laurel Spartans. They'll face Shenango. The winner of this one will face Shenango on Saturday. Tip in the middle, blocked by Oliphant. That was on the attempt by Hill. Now it's Ziegler from the back row. Fortuna finds no one. 13-9, South Park.
In command with that advantage in the match. Good combination if you're an Eagles fan.
Third hit, that's not going to make it over. South Park takes another, 14-9. And South Park right now,
they're feeling it.
Yeah, you get that sense. They believe that they can seize the day here. There's a certain buzz now on the South Park side of things. But Laurel comes through with a big answer. Undaunted, 14-10, down by 4. Tori Atkins will serve. Cassidy will set it to the left. Kubiak tips, diving play by Fortuna, but 4 hits. And so it's 15-10 South Park. Here's Lainey Schultz. Great to have you with us tonight on the Lawrence County SportsNet and Trib Live High School Sports Network for playoff girls volleyball coverage. Haddad middle. Tori Atkins there on the dig. Set goes to Reagan Atkins. That off the block. And sent back to Laurel's way. Now it's Kubiak to the middle. Diving try by Fortuna, but Kubiak 16-10.
And we're going to give that as the Big Block Foundation play of the game. Sponsored by Doran Concrete. As the South Park Eagles teaming up to get the block at the front line. Don't just let anybody lay the foundation for your business. Visit DoranConcrete.com for your free estimate today.
6-point lead South Park from the left. It's a kill for Reagan Atkins. 16-11. Deficit is 5 now for the Spartans. Cassidy to the middle toward the middle with Haddad, but she hits it twice, double contact, and the infraction pulls Laurel a bit closer, 16-12.
Yeah, the Spartans don't want to go down without a fight here in the fourth set. They know that they have the talent enough to get back into this. It's just a matter of lining things up.
Haddad blocked, Weldon, and it's now 16-13. Jonna Hill, service error. 17-13, South Park. Eagles have a 2-1 match lead after winning sets 1 and 3 by the same score of 26-24.
Kuzma and Cox back into the game. This is for South Park. Kuzma serving.
Reagan Atkins off the right side, blocking down for the kill. And it's 17-14 as Laurel trails by 3. Weldon, who's been very good on her serves today. But Haddad, who's been very good out of the middle, responds. 18-14 South Park.
Another substitution as Ziegler is back in for the Eagles.
Remember, stay tuned to the postgame. We'll have our Melee Chiropractic play of the game, also the player of the game. Bentram drills a kill. A much-needed lift for the Spartans, who trail by 3, 18-15.
Rachel Atkins serving.
5 kills for Bentram in this set as the overpass toward Bentram, and she'll slam dunk that one. Make it 18-16. Here come the Spartans. We're going to have a tough choice when it comes to player of the game afterwards.
Some stars on both sides.
Block Haddad, 19-16 South Park.
I'd say she's right up there on that list. Now back to serve.
Pass from one knee by Reagan Atkins up to Tori Atkins. That one blocked by Oliphant. She's had her fair share of big plays tonight as well. And it's 20-16 South Park.
Trying to close this one down.
Back-to-back blocks, Haddad and Oliphant. As Laurel on the ropes at the moment. Haddad serves and an ace. 21-16.
Timeout taken by Laurel.
The Pontius Insurance timeout. Make sure you take the timeout to save money on your insurance and visit pontiusinsurance.com to request a quote for auto, home, business, or life insurance. Also, we'd like to tell you about our friends at Joseph's Marketplace, Newcastle's favorite family-owned hometown grocery store and coffee shop. Check out the new cafe and bakery section or place a to-go order online at josephsnc.com. Now, Coach Jim Agus, assistant coach Lou Liparulo trying to regroup with this Laurel unit, and they exit the huddle. Big smiles. I don't know what the exact, obviously we're up here in the bleachers, so we don't know what was discussed, but you like to see that reaction. They stay loose coming out with really their season at stake here in this fourth set.
Yeah, I think you have to in this situation. Play your game. That's going to be the biggest bit of advice.
And they have been stoic throughout. They're in need of a big rally, but Haddad will not allow that to spark. Trying to douse those efforts with another ace, 22-16, South Park.
Yeah, it looks like a repeat of what led to the timeout call. An ace that hits off the hands of Reagan Atkins.
Also had an ace by Paranzino earlier on in the set. Haddad to the middle. Fortuna to Bintram, kill. So Bintram steps up once again. That's her 7th kill of the set, 22-17. Laurel down. Float serve by Fortuna, and no response. South Park could not get it over, 22-18. Another floater from Fortuna. Kubiak plays it up to Ziegler. A leaning effort there by Fortuna. Third hit, Tori Atkins. Kuzma will look to Cox for the big swing and kill. 23-18 South Park. Kubiak pointing up toward the scoreboard saying 2 more to her teammates. 23-18, South Park leading in set 4, trying to win the match here. Back set to Bintram, and she'll make South Park wait a little longer, cutting it to 23-18. Excuse me, 23-19 rather. On her 8th kill of the set, Bintram. Here's Ziegler, played by Fortuna. To the left with Tori Atkins blocked. But third hit, it's Welded. Cassidy looks to Ziegler, off the right side block. Kill for South Park, and the Eagles fans, some of which now up on their feet, leading 24-19 to the fourth.
It's the Red Zone set point. Spirit Sales can help raise big money for your organization. Fill out a form in the Red Zone. We'll do the rest. You can visit them online at theredzonesports.com and see how your group can score big.
24-19 South Park in the fourth set. Block middle. Oliphant kept alive by Hill. Winner will face Shenango on Saturday. Ziegler, long. Oh, someone, I think that was Bintram on the back line, pulled her hands back at the last moment.
She says, oopsie.
24-20. Laurel still alive. Great reaction there by Bintram. Tori Atkins serves. Laney Schultz there. Cassidy, back set. Oliphant. Well read there by Tori Atkins. Bintram from the back line. Third hit over. Cassidy to Oliphant. Blocked. Denial by Weldon. 24-21. Laurel hanging tough.
Not giving up. You got to love the fight from these Spartans.
Serve again, Tori Atkins. Cassidy, dump attempt. Reagan Atkins there. Back set to Hill. Clips the tape, falls for the point. 24-22. The rally is officially on.
Up to the hands of Tori Atkins to serve once more.
It's a 3-0 run. They'll need some more. Oh, that serve clipped the tape. Kubiak, kill. South Park wins. The Eagles advance to the quarterfinals to face Shenango on Saturday. A 25-22 victory in set 4. And it's a 3-1 win and a back-and-forth contest throughout. But South Park prevails 3-1. We will step aside for a quick break. When we come back, our player of the game and play of the game here on the Lawrence County Sports Network, as well as the Trib Live High School Sports Network. And again, Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Looking for a unique way to expand your business? Advertise on the Lawrence County SportsNet and be seen by thousands of viewers in the area and around the country on over 100 broadcasts each year. Visit lcsportsnet.com and click Advertise with LCSN. DNR Lawn Care can take care of all of your landscaping and grass cutting needs. They are fully insured, accept just about any payment method, and have nearly 20 years of experience in the lawn maintenance business. Call DNR Lawn Care today to schedule an estimate or send them a message on Facebook. DNR Lawn Care. Have your lawn done right.
For the most complete recap of Friday night's high school football action, tune in on your way home from the game to the WPIAL Scoreboard Show, only here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Hi, this is Don Rebel. Join me in a cast of thousands for all the scores with recaps from the top games, plus we highlight the night on the Trib Live Roundtable. That's the WPIAL Scoreboard Show after the game on Friday nights on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and at tribhssn.triblive.com.
In need of a lawyer? Contact Medore Bonner Law, a boutique firm offering tailored legal services and over 120 years legal experience. County residents with strong family ties to the community, Jason Medore and Michael Bonner, established Medore Bonner Law to provide clients with legal expertise and personal attention. Guided by their professional staff, you can feel confident your rights will be protected. Call attorneys Jason Medore or Michael Bonner, or visit MedoreBonnerLaw.com for more information.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
In the postgame show here on the Lawrence County SportsNet and Trib Live High School Sports Network is our coverage powered by LCAP. One more trip around the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by the Crane Room Grill. Is you can grab a seat at the bar, in the dining room, the loft, or outside on the patio. There's plenty of room at the Crane Room. Well, we told you earlier, Neshannock and Shenango both winning in straight sets in girls volleyball. Shenango will face South Park, who just won this one over Laurel 3-1. And in soccer tonight, Mohawk falling to Springdale 2-0 is Lawrence County SportsNet. Busy night tonight with coverage of many of those contests. And now in the postgame show, we'll recap this one. Back and forth, as you would expect, between a number 7 versus number 10 seed. And it was the number 7 that gutted out a set 1 victory, 26-24, as Mari Haddad had 6 kills in that first set. Reagan Atkins very good for Laurel with 5 kills. In set 2, it was Atkins who helped power the way to a 25-14 win for Laurel to even the match score at 1-1. Reagan Atkins with 5 kills and an ace to end the second set. Set 3, same final as set 1, and it went the way of the South Park Eagles, 26-24, as once again Haddad was outstanding with 5 kills. Also, Elliot Oliphant with 2 kills and 3 blocks. Those two would combine to have a big set 4 as well, as South Park prevailed 25-22. Haddad coming through with several kills in that 4th set. Oliphant also a couple of blocks. And for Laurel in both sets 3 and 4, Reese Bintram really having a huge night. She was a second-team All-WPIAL pick last year as a middle hitter, and she had 4 kills and an ace in set 3, 8 kills in set 4 as she did her best to put the team on her back to keep hope alive for Laurel. In the end, it wasn't enough, but as we segue to our Player of the Game award, in the LCAP Player of the Game, the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership is proud to present the Player of the Game award to Miss Reese Bintram of Laurel. LCAP and the Lawrence County SportsNet are proud to honor Reese Bintram for tonight's Player of the Game, and she will receive, not tonight, but at a future date, will receive a customized T-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of being named tonight's Player of the Game. To view the full list of this year's Players of the Game, go online to lcsportsnet.com and click on Player of the Game. Again, congratulations to Reese Bintram for being named tonight's LCAP Player of the Game. LCAP, changing lives. And also, time now for our Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game award. And Maley Chiropractic is proud to present the Play of the Game, which is the Set 2 Ace, the Ace by Reagan Atkins. That ace that prevailed or allowed Laurel to prevail 25-14. That is the Play of the Game. Maley Chiropractic and the Lawrence County SportsNet proud to present that award to Reagan Atkins. And the ace for tonight's Play of the Game to finish set 2. She will receive a customized T-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of tonight's Play of the Game. A video of tonight's Play of the Game may also be featured on the Trib Live High School Sports Network standout platform on Twitter and Instagram. To view tonight's Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game and the full list of those plays on the season, go online to lcsportsnet, or excuse me, lcsportsnet.com and click on Play of the Game. Congratulations to Reagan Atkins for tonight's Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game. Let Maley Chiropractic keep you in the game. Well, a lot of fun tonight. South Park has a date with Shenango. Certainly it'll be a tough one for South Park, but they were able to gut this one out tonight. They'll try to do the same on Saturday.
Yeah, for sure. Kudos to South Park for weathering the early storms that they had to battle. Took control, though, as the sets rolled on. Got a good hold of the match, and congratulations to another successful season for the Laurel Spartans, who unfortunately won't be able to move on in the WPIAL playoffs this year, but a very experienced group of seniors that won't be with them next year, and you got to say and give them a big congratulations for all their efforts over their 4 years.
Well, and a lot of multi-sport athletes as well, so while their volleyball season's over, their athletic careers are not, and so we wish them the best of luck, players like Reagan Atkins and her younger sister, Tori. Abby Miles, we didn't get to see her tonight, but an outstanding wrestler and softball player, so Reese Bintram also playing basketball at Laurel, so there are quite a few that will continue on, and we wish them the best in the future. Josie Fortuna, also a track and field athlete as well for Laurel, so we wish them all the best in their future endeavors throughout the season and then into college as well, of course. But that'll do it for us here from Moon High School. For my partner, Jared Barton, I'm Randy Gore. We bid you a pleasant good night from the Lawrence County SportsNet and Trib Live High School Sports Network. Again, Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. As your final score tonight, South Park 3, Laurel 1 in the opening round of the Class AA Girls Volleyball Playoffs. Good night, everyone.
Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the